Yet, Drew again was forced to stay in Bentonville for 3 years, which certainly wasn't bad enough for Drew, and Zeke Robinson was working at full capacity to appeal to Drew. Judge Albert Kim, who mercilessly delivered Drew's sentence and apparently rejected any prior agreement with Zeke. Zeke wanted to know why Kim suddenly changed his mind at the last minute and didn't consider the previous reduction agreement Kim had received. In response to Zeke's several other strict terms that Drew had to enforce, Drew would not be able to meet anyone after arriving in Bentonville. Perhaps Drew would not be able to fulfill his promise to his girlfriend, Collie Spencer, when the bans are issued. Judge Needle would argue that Drew must endure even harsher punishment by not receiving Collie's contact. Nor Collie's visit to Drew, and even if Drew is pardoned, these bans could still last for a while longer. Collie certainly would not agree with Judge Kim's decisions, and attorney Dan Miller will be the one to help Collie get justice. But fairness probably won't, and Collie is currently facing a fine of $5 million. That's because Collie was involved in insider trading. Even though Drew was blamed for Collie, that doesn't mean Collie was exonerated. Dan would then try to prevent Judge Kim from bringing further charges. Of course, canceling the $5 million fine is unlikely. Collie will find a way to manage that money, except for Michael Carrendo and Sonny Carrendo, who have that money. Probably no one can help Collie. Rather, Collie could have enlisted the help the Quarterman family or the prisoner Nina Reeves, but Collie's self-esteem wouldn't allow that. After all, Drew and Collie's engagement may soon be over. Drew will endure the abuse of other inmate in the prison, and Sarah's Renaud is the one behind manipulation for the other inmate. Cyrus doesn't like the way Drew is working against Cyrus in Bentonville. No one will know what will happen to Drew in Bentonville until Drew can be transported to General Hospital a few times with injuries. Collie would be worried, but Collie is not allowed to see and visit Drew because of the court's decision. Meanwhile, 3 years apart is too long for Collie to think about another guy. After all, Jason Morgan's body was never found, and Jason's chance to return to town one day was drawing near. If Jason returns, Collie's previous promises to Drew will all disappear quickly. In fact, many speculate that Collie loves Drew just because Drew is Jason's twin brother, meaning that Drew is only a temporary replacement for Jason's absence, as well as a replacement when Carson ended before. Eventually, Drew would be kept in solitary confinement and isolated from the outside world after being subject to increasing fines again and again. And that is the result of Zeke and Diane trying to get justice for Drew and Collie.